cover, take cover from him. You think you can come here and scare us away? Yeah. You got something else coming today. 'Cause I spit fire. Oh, I spit fire. Oh, I spit fire. And down you go. Feel me and hide. You say.
The following program is rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Well. You know, why do people refer to Wednesday as hump day? Maybe that's the question to start off with. Anyways, today is Wednesday, October the 20th of 2021, day 293rd of the year, and only 72 days remaining. So, there you go. Hopefully everything is good and grand inside of your neck of the woods. We are broadcasting live. Yes, live and in living color as it's 2 minutes past the top of the hour here from our studios in Orlando, Florida. So, how have you been? Oh, do you know where else we're at? We're over there. Just in case if you forgot. We're over there too. You know.
Radio.
Yep, we're hanging out with our friends and colleagues at RadioBig.fm, doing the stuff that we do there and over here and all that kind of fun stuff. You know, I never know how to start this thing. I never know on what we should talk about. There's so much stuff that happens in a 24-hour timeline that I'm always kind of mesmerized on some of the stuff that we could discuss if you were so inclined to hear about it, talk about it, and so on. So I don't know. I don't know what we can go to right now, but I know what we can talk about right now. I got some friends that are hanging out over here that will talk about news stories. They're known as Feature Story News. They'll talk about what's going on inside of the world of the news. I will, in return, come back and give you some información of the things that are going on inside of that particular world. Also, if you want to interact with us during the time that we're doing the stuff that we do, there's some simple formats on how you can do that. It's pretty simple. Here's what you have to do. Go to callinradio.com. Yep, that's it. Callinradio.com. That's all you need to do. Callinradio.com. That will be our text messaging, our video messaging, and call all in one format just for you. You can go from any browser and it will get you connected right into the studio right away. Or you can take the risk and go into the redes sociales or the social media networks of what was going on. I have to tell you, I've been finding out so many different things about redes sociales from other countries over the last little bit that it's made it pretty interesting. But let's get moving and grooving and talk about what are the things that are hitting the highlights as we speak right now. So let's talk about the top fiction and nonfiction book currently, according to the New York Times bestsellers list. At the number 5 spot in the fiction category is The Butler. At number 4 is Apples Never Fail. At number 3, Cloud Cuckoo Land. At number 2, The Fish. And at the number 1 spot, The Lincoln Highway. So there you go, The Lincoln Highway. So that's what's going on over there on that side. Now, if we take a look at what's going on the other, here we go. At number 5, according to the Nonfiction category, Vanderbilt. Listen to me, Vanderbilt. At number 4, Taste. At number 3, Peril. At number 2, I'll Take Your Question Now. And at the number 1 spot, Dave Grohl, yes, from Foo Fighters and Nirvana fame, with The Storyteller. So there you go. A lot of interesting stuff that you can go through if you want to take a listen to what's going on, or a read of what's going on, because you take a listen to some audiobooks and take a read. The only reason I made a reference to the listen, because when I was looking at the Dave Grohl stuff, I was looking at the audiobook. I guess that's the plug for Audible right now, as you can take a look at that. So let's get you to our friends at Feature Story News, see what the hell they have going on, because that's always important, and we'll get moving and grooving over here on this side. Or maybe not on this side.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
Chris Jones. At least 46 people have died in the Himalayan region of Uttarakhand in North India. The region received 4 times the amount of rain in the last 24 hours that it usually receives in all of October. This even as the state of Kerala down south is bracing for more rainfall. 26 people have died because of the floods in the region this week. Neha Punia has more.
Record-breaking rainfall in the last 2 days has led to landslides that washed away roads, destroyed bridges and damaged thousands of homes. Many regions are now entirely cut off, and officials are having to use boats and helicopters for rescue and relief measures. Rescue efforts are expected to pick up pace soon, with the state likely to stay dry for the rest of the week. Experts say the Himalayan state, a popular tourist spot, is seeing the effects of climate change and rampant unchecked construction. Meanwhile, the South Indian state of Kerala is bracing for more rainfall. The government there has begun evacuating people from landslide-prone areas, and officials say if people refuse to leave, they will be forcibly moved.
North Korean state media has confirmed the test firing of a new submarine-launched ballistic missile. The UN Security Council is expected to hold an emergency closed-door meeting on North Korea later on Wednesday. Nina Maria Potts has more.
The official Korean Central News Agency claims this was a new type of submarine-launched ballistic missile and that it had lots of advanced control guidance technologies. It didn't mention leader Kim Jong-un, signaling he was not present for the launch. North Korea's missile test comes as both North and South Korea build up their weapons capabilities in what experts are warning is an arms race on the peninsula. Dialogue between Washington and Pyongyang over the country's nuclear proliferation ambitions has been at a standstill since 2019. The UN Security Council is expected to hold emergency closed-door meetings on North Korea on Wednesday, reportedly at the request of the US and Britain.
In Germany, 2 former soldiers have been arrested, accused of trying to form a terror group. Prosecutors say they wanted to form a band of mercenaries to fight in the Middle East. And finally, Uganda has received an additional 700,000 doses of Sinovac COVID-19 vaccines, a donation from the People's Republic of China. Isabel Nakiria reports.
China says the donation is part of the global effort to have equitable distribution of vaccines to developing countries. China has pledged to provide 2 billion COVID-19 vaccine doses to the world this year. Uganda's Ministry of Health says the addition of 700,000 doses are a timely arrival for teachers who are due for their second jabs.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Ahead of the COP26 climate summit that kicks off at the end of this month in Glasgow, the British government hosting the event has unveiled fresh efforts to boost the country's transition to all-electric vehicles. It's part of the country's net zero emission target for the year 2050. More than £600 million of grants will be used.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
There is a lot of misconceptions when it comes to the world of virtual private networks or VPNs. Let me tell you real quick about my favorite VPN service, NordVPN. I hear people say all the time that VPNs have the reputation of slowing down your internet speed, but not with NordVPN. It's because they are the fastest VPN in the world. I don't have to sacrifice internet speed for better security. With NordVPN, my traffic is routed through a secure encrypted tunnel, which protects my data and privacy. I can also have NordVPN on up to 6 devices, so all my devices are protected. I will tell you, I have used NordVPN throughout all of North America and have never ran into an issue with the service. And now, for an exclusive offer for you, get up to 73% off of a 2-year plan plus 4 months for free. Yeah, you heard me right there. 4 months for free. All you have to do to get this offer is go to nordvpn.com/safetyfm. That's nordvpn.com/safetyfm, or use code safetyfm at checkout. There is a 30-day money-back guarantee if NordVPN is not for you, so there's no risk whatsoever. It's the equivalent to buying a cup of coffee every month, a small price to pay for premium cybersecurity and access to vast amounts of entertainment. So go right now to nordvpn.com/safetyfm. That's nordvpn.com/safetyfm to get this special offer, or use the code safetyfm at checkout. Remember, 73% off for a 2-year plan plus 4 months for free.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they could be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hey, come in real close. I got something to share with you. Not everybody has a beautiful head. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can pull off the shaved head look. Hey, I'm not digging on people. I'm just bringing it up. Some people out there are losing their hair. Now, I want to tell you about my friends at Keeps. 2 out of 3 men will experience some form of hair loss by the time that they are 35. More than 50 million men in the U.S. suffer from male pattern baldness. There are only 2 FDA-approved medications that can prevent hair loss. Keeps offers them both. Keeps offers a simple, stress-free way to keep your hair. Convenient virtual doctor consultation and medication delivered straight to your door every 3 months. You don't even have to leave your home. Think about that. There's other things that you have to leave your home to be able to pick up, not with Keeps. They have low-cost treatments that start just as low as $10 per month, and Keeps offers generic versions. It's discreet packaging and proven results. Now think about this for a moment. Prevention is key. Treatment can take 4 to 5 months to see results. So act fast. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/safety to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/safety to get your first month for free. keeps.com/safety. Now just remember, not everybody has such a beautiful head like mine.
You are listening to something magical. You're listening to the Rated R Safety Show.
Oh, so there you go. So let's be realistic and let's always talk about it. Let's never hide any of the things that happen inside of here because I like to talk about them. I mean, I don't care. But don't you love when the server drops? Because that's exactly what occurred. You heard the man talking, and all of a sudden he went bye-bye. And I will be honest, like I always try to be with you, the server dropped. So he went bye-bye in midstream of his conversation of what he was talking about. So I think that's an interesting ig for sure, as we are talking this morning. So I guess if we're talking about error, well, let's talk about error all the time, opposed to just kind of trying to cover exactly what's going on, because, we don't need to do that. We just need to be honest here. Let's talk about it, and all the time, give you the information of what's going on. Anyways, it is 16 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this lovely hump day, because, that's what people refer to it as. So that's what's going on, of course. So as we get moving and grooving and talking about the things that are happening inside of the world, I got a list for you. So let's go down that list right now. Federal regulators are expected to authorize the mixing and matching of COVID-19 booster doses this week in effort to be a little bit more flexible. The upcoming announcement by the FDA is expected to come at the same time as boosters from Moderna and Johnson & Johnson are granted. So there you go. If you're on the lookout of wanting to do some mix and matching, well, guess you're going to have the opportunity of doing so. You can be known as the mix and matcher in regards of doing that because, that's important. So as we are talking about the news and all this kind of fun stuff, what do you think about it? If you have taken the vaccine, are you cool with it? And number 2, are you open to doing the booster shot, number 1? And then number 3, because that's, what I like to do is jump around in numbers, would you be willing to mix and match? Mix and match, it would be the question. I don't know. I mean, I think there's still a lot of questions out there. Anyways, broken hearts are on the rise. The life-threatening medical condition known as broken heart syndrome is being reported at increasing rates across the country, according to a new study published by This Week of the Journal of American Heart Association. The temporary condition that causes the heart muscle to become suddenly weakened and generally happen following a period of severe emotional or physical stress. Though it can be it can be deadly, most people generally recover within about 2 months. So hold on, stop playing games with my heart. That study found that both men and women have been steadily increasing broken heart syndrome at rising rates during the recent years, with more than 50 to 74, with women 50 to 74 seeing the sharpest increase, and a potential explanation for what could be known as menopause. A study author said. Really? You want me to say menopause again? That's funny. I couldn't have timed that better. Thank you for that. Anyway, so, a study authors worked exclusively with the pre-pandemic data, but noted that COVID-19 has likely caused a further rise in rates of conditions. So there you go. More for you as we are talking. So I don't know. What do you think? I don't know if we should be calling out menopause in the midst of talking about stuff. But hey, there's the gig. There's the deal on what we're talking about. And somehow we got here some way, shape, or form.
Listen to our host
Of the Rated R Safety Show.
self-implode on our airwaves, only on Safety FM.
Okay, a plane crash shortly after takeoff in Texas on Tuesday morning. The McDonald, listen to me, the McDonald, Douglas MD-187 was carrying 21 people, 18 passengers, 3 crew members when it failed to attain the altitude that it needed and ended up at the end of the runway and a red before coming to the rest in the field of the airport, and then it caught on fire. Everyone was able to safely escape, with one person reporting minor injuries. An investigation into the plane crash is underway. So something tells me that the discussion will be related to this. Human error. Because that seems to be every accident that I ever get to take a look at on when some major reporting industry comes back in regards to saying something. They will say, it was human error. It was human error, so there you go. I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen. Anyway, so here you go. If you're wanting to interact with us, feel free on doing so in the redes sociales, or you can come over to callinradio.com. That is callinradio.com for more info. That will get you into our messaging box, and it will also get you into our calling system if you're interested in doing any of those things. So there you go. Anyways, to continue talking, nearly 100 employees from Yale New Haven Health Systems lost their jobs this week because they did not get COVID-19 vaccines. The employees were on suspension and had until Monday to get vaccinated per mandate issues in June. More than 700 employees were granted medical or religious exemptions. The firing come as hospital staffing shortage continues across the country. So what do you think here? What do you think about that one? Because we knew because we have been talking about it, that this was going to become a thing. We knew that this was going to become an issue in regards of what what was going on. So what do you think about it? Do you think that this is a mandate that we should start seeing more of, or do you totally disagree with it? Now think about it. It is your opinion, and of course, hanging out here, we are in the court of public opinion, because that's what we need to talk about. Because what is your thoughts? We understand what you do, and hopefully we understand what I do, which I'm not even sure what I do, but we can talk about that at a later date. So what do you think? I don't know. That's a good one. Anyways, manatee deaths are on the rise along Florida's east coast due to algae bloom killing off seagrass, which is in the main course for the animals. The director of the Division of Habitat and Species Conservation told the Associated Press that the statewide death count from all sources had been higher than has ever been reported before. From December of last year through May of this year, officials recorded 677 manatee deaths, a typical death count that is around 150. So far this year, there's been 968 deaths that have been recorded. A previous high was 830, but that's dating back all the way back to 2013. So think about that for a moment.
Safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
The Haitian gang that kidnapped 17 members of the U.S.-based missionary group is demanding $1 million ransom per person. A top official from Haiti said that someone from the 400 Mazagou gang called the ministry leader shortly after the kidnapping and demanded the ransom amount. The ages of those being held captive range between 18 to 48. The 5 children who were also abducted range in age of 8 months to 15 years old. 16 of those kidnapped are Americans and 1 is Canadian. So there you go about that. You know, I have to tell you, when it starts coming to a lot of this stuff, how do you determine the amount of money on human life? You're telling me that everybody's worth about $1 million there for you to liberate them. I mean, that's a weird one to come about. And then how did you make the phone call? That's going to be the other portion. You just said, hey, I'm just going to dial straight and go from there. I mean, it's an interesting arrangement. I shouldn't take those things so lightly as we are talking about this, of course.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Okay, more than 60,000 police officers were assaulted on the job last year. The number is up more than 4,000 from 2019, according to a recently updated FBI statistics. Over 30% of the assaulted in the line of duty in 2020 suffered injuries as a result. The data shows the majority of officers, 44,421, were assaulted by individuals who used personal weapons, such as their hands or feet, while 2,744 were assaulted with firearms. 1,180 were with knives, and the others were cutting instruments, and the remainder were attacked using those other types of dangerous weapons. So there you go. So far this year, 54 officers have been feloniously killed. So what do you mean? So felon determination of actually that's how they were killed, a 45.9 increase from 2020. And as of last week, 100 officers has been shot in 81 separate ambushes. style attacks and 153% increase from this time last year. I mean, we're talking about a severely dangerous job in that particular regards. And when you start talking about stats and when you start thinking about it, that is a number. That is a high number as we are talking about it. So think about that as we are talking on this lovely Wednesday, 25 minutes past the top of the hour here on Rated R Safety Show. I never know if I should say Radio Big and Safety FM because it becomes kind of a conundrum as we're talking. Anyways, an amateur scuba diver made the find of a lifetime at the bottom of the Mediterranean. Shalom Kaskin was about 500 feet off the coast of Haifa when he spotted a 3-foot-long blade in a pile of ancient artifacts. According to the Israel Antiquities Authority, the sword dates back to the Crusaders almost 1,000 years ago. So let's see. Katzin turned over the find to the government officials who gave him a certificate of appreciation for good citizenship in return. The blade will be cleaned and then restored before being put on display. So hold on. A 3-foot-long blade in a pile. How the hell did you spot this thing underwater? As we're talking 500 feet off of the coast there. And you're just hanging around and going, okay, here we go. Here's a 3-foot blade. I mean, did it become a cuttery type of thing? Is that how it came about, or what happened there? That's always the interesting one. Anyways, parents in China may soon be the ones facing consequences for their children's bad behavior. Under the newly proposed family education promotion law, parents would be ordered to partake in family education guidance programs if children under their care are identified as criminals and otherwise problematic. The bill would also require parents to teach their children to love the party, action, people, and socialism. This is according to Reuters. What the freak, man? Could you imagine that? So imagine this for a moment. Your child doesn't like something. Your child is not behaving correctly, and then telling to you, hey, this is the occasion of the things that need to happen. It's kind of a weird one. It's kind of a weird one on what would need to take place. It's kind of a weird one on what needs to happen. So there you go. So let's see. According to the box, we have some questions here. Let's see. Good morning, sir. What are your thoughts on Safety Connect? Oh, yeah, my microphone's still working, so there you go. Anyway, so let's continue down the path of what is going on inside of the world. Let's talk about what is going on inside of the world of the stock market. And here you go. I'm going to bring in Johnny Smalls to talk about that.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. Equities continued to rebound Tuesday with the S&P 500 up more than 0.5% at the high of the session. The move has the index within 0.25% of an all-time high, and an all-time high could be set this week. The reason is better than expected earnings from key index members such as Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson reported better than expected revenue and earnings and raised guidance for the year, sending its shares up more than 2.5%. Wednesday's trading should be more of the same, with reports from Netflix, Abbott Laboratories, and the WD-40 Corporation to lift sentiment. If the index sets a new all-time high, it will likely attract new money and send the market even higher. If not, investors may need to prepare for another round of selling. While the average S&P company is beating their consensus estimates, results are not even across the 13 S&P sectors. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds every day at MarketBeatMinute.com.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, Johnny Smalls, for that one. I have to tell you, there's been a lot of stuff going on with the DW40 group. That's for sure, as we are talking on this lovely, lovely Wednesday, 29 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out. So major averages were up on Tuesday as the Dow surged about 198 points. The NASDAQ climbed 107 points, and the S&P rose 33 points. It was the fifth consecutive positive day for the NASDAQ composite. Johnson & Johnson added more than 2.3% after reporting a higher than expected profit in the third quarter. So there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. a lot of information going on inside of this sequence of events. So let's talk about those things as we are going and moving and grooving and all that kind of fun stuff. Can we do 30 seconds? So let's do 30 seconds real quick right here on the clock.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Chris Jones.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
Uttarakhand in North India due to severe flooding. North Korean state media has confirmed the test firing of a new submarine-launched ballistic missile. In Germany, 2 former soldiers have been arrested, accused of trying to form a terror group. And Uganda has received an additional 700,000 doses of Sinovac COVID-19 vaccines from China.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so there you go. 30 seconds of news for you from Feature Story News, because apparently that's what we need to do, some 30 seconds there. We tried to give you the 5-minute version, as you are aware. It did the hack job. Yeah, the hackety hack, as we are talking on this lovely, lovely, lovely morning. So there you go. So, as you can see, today's episode, it was titled, I Need More BS in My Life. And that's not a joke. I am not lying as I say that. It is something that I have come to the conclusion over the last little bit, where I am taking a look around and saying, hey, BS is needed. And I know that some people are going to sit back and go, well, what the hell are you talking about? Because why are you saying that you need more BS? Well, it becomes one of those things that's pretty active. Now, as you are doing the things that you do inside of your world, and as you are doing the things that you do you ever look at something and say, I need more of X? Well, I will tell you, over the last couple of days, things have become very interesting for me. One of these things, I'm getting some more confirmation on something before I actually want to go down that spiel. So we'll talk about that later. But the other side of the equation boils down to this. We only have one life to live. Most of us believe that. We only have one life to live, and we're not going to go the YOLO route here. You only live once. But we have to start talking about it. So there you go. So we live that one time where we're actually having the conversation and going through everything that we do. So we know that we need more things inside of our life. And I will tell you that sometimes when we take a look at some of the perspectives of the things that are going on, it will change a lot of things for us. It will cause a lot of things to happen where we'll go, we need more of this. So it's not that I'm saying I need more bullshit in my life. What I'm telling you is that I need more beach and sunshine. That's the BS that I'm looking for. And yes, I know that BS can always be some other things for other people, and that's perfectly fine. But here's the thing. As we are talking about this, and as we're going through this, at some point inside of your life, inside of your work environment, you need to take a pause for the cause. And I'm not telling you I'm about to run a whole bunch of ads, but you need to take a pause. You know, I will tell you, years ago, California started implementing some things that were known as mental health days. And if we're being honest, I thought it was one of the dumbest things on the planet at the time. Not realizing that years and years later, I would start taking a look at that and realizing at the same time on how important it is. So what is the thing that you need more of inside of your life? What is the thing that you crave that you do not currently have? What is the thing that you look forward to? Because here's the thing. Sometimes we get so worked up on making a living that we forget to have a life. We do so many things in this world for the aspect of safety, but we forget to go out there and live. Think about it. And yes, we can talk about this all the time as well, of live like no one else, so later you can live like no one else. But let's talk about those things. Let's talk about how important those things are. If you continually move around and move about and never build the life that you want, what's going to happen? What if you don't take a pause? Are you going to burn yourself out? So envision that for a moment. Envision doing something entirely different. Imagine taking that weekend trip away, taking that day even going to a movie just to throw some things off for you to relax mentally. Yeah, I know some people are going to look at that and go, what are you talking about? But think about it. If you could put everything on hold for a moment to do something that you haven't done, what is the BS you're looking for? Mine is beach and sunshine. And no, I'm not going to jump on a cruise anytime soon, just in case. I don't want that to be the misunderstando of what's going on. So there you go. That's what I got for you today. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a guy behind a microphone giving you information. But like we were talking about yesterday, maybe it's about the psychology of all that information that we're talking about. Maybe think about it in that fashion.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
Hey, are you tired of hanging around and talking about safety in a boring kind of format? Well, I got something for you. If you haven't hung out with us yet at safetyfm.com, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Yeah, if you come out to Safety FM, you can come hang out with all kinds of safety professionals. Some are safety professionals, some are just people that are talking about safety. But we want to do it in a format that makes it fun and entertaining. If you're kind of trying to figure out what the FM portion is, well, we're a radio station and also a podcast network. You can come out, hang out, and listen to my show, The Jay Allen Show. You can listen to Todd Conklin with the pre-accident investigation, Blaine J. Hoffman with the Safety Pro, the Hop Nerd, Sam Goodman, just to name a few on what can be found on the station. Different things for different people, trying to bring safety in an entertaining form. SafetyFM.com. Go to the website, download the app, and carry it with you all day long. SafetyFM.com. We'll be waiting for you.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart and don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. For help keeping yours at a healthy range, text PRESSURE to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
We all want to make sure that our family is protected in medical emergencies. What many of us don't realize is that health insurance won't always cover the full amount of an emergency medical flight. Even with comprehensive coverage, you could get hit with high deductibles and copays. That's why an Air Medcare Network membership is so important. As a member, if an emergency arises, you won't see a bill for air medical transport when flown by an AMCN provider. Best of all, a membership covers your entire household for as little as $85 a year. AMCN providers are called upon to transport nearly 100,000 patients a year. This is coverage no family should go without. Now, as a Jay Allen Show listener, you'll get up to a $50 e-gift card with a new membership. Simply visit airmedcarenetwork.com/safety and use the offer code SAFETY. And don't forget to tell them that Jay Allen sent you. Oh, there you go. 40 minutes past the top of the hour. And we're spitting fire. This song's readily available on Spotify and iTunes. You know, I have to tell you, I spit fire as well. This is by Lone Wild. So, do you want me to spit some fire your direction? Because I can do so. I have no problem with doing this. You have questions, I have answers for you. I will tell you, I am never a fan of people actually wanting to book meetings over false pretenses. Telling me that they want me to meet with them for a certain thing, but really just to try to figure out how I run my business. And telling me that they want me for some kind of event. The other portion is, I don't think that it's very sustainable when organizations are inviting you to a free event, but they're trying to pay you by gifts or giving away money for certain portions of events to make sure that people will stay. Not really wanting their people to be there for quality of the content. There's nothing wrong with giveaways, but hey, stay through my session. I'm going to give you a grand. Maybe there's some questions there. You want some more Spitfire? I got it for you. Let's not open Pandora's box. I'm trying to be nice this morning. It's a lot easier that way sometimes. Okay, that's Spitfire by Lone Wild, just in case. 41 minutes past the top of the hour. This is the Rated R Safety Show. You know, I'll tell you what's going on. No problem. Anyways, hopefully you're out there having fun on this lovely hump day, lovely Wednesday, doing the things that you do out there. Anyways, if you want to contact us you're more than welcome on doing las redes sociales or the social media platforms, or you can always go to callinradio.com. That is callinradio.com for more information. There you go. There you go. Like I said, messages, calling, and video calling all in one spot just for you if you're so inclined to do so. So there you go. There you go. There you go. So let's continue going down the path here and start talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world of the news, because that is always very important, because we don't ever want to skip a beat. That's for sure. Tanks for the memory. Yes, the iconic Nokia 6310 brick cell phone has been re-released for the 20th anniversary despite the upgrades and specs. Anyone over 25 will simply be happy to know that the phone will indeed feature legendary Snake game, and that they played with on their parents' phone back in the day. First launched back in 2001, and seemingly indestructible 6310 was discontinued in 2005. The Nokia website says that the Nokia 6310 takes the iconic silhouette of the original and brings it up to date with some great new additions, such as large curved screen, improved readability, because that was definitely needed for that particular phone, and accessibility, plus a host of classic features you know and love. I don't know if you know and love them, but hey, a wireless FM radio, impressive battery that can go for weeks between charges, and let's not forget the classic Snake. The display is about 2.8 inches, although it's still a full inch larger than the original 6310, and a new one in color in case you wanted it. The rear camera is a 0.3 megapixels, 0.3. Internal storage is limited to 8 megabytes, so you're not getting a lot there. How much is it? You can get it for just $50 inside of the U.S. So just in the U.S. for $50. So how much did you pay for your iPhone again? Because that's going to be another conversation. I'm glad to hear this, though. I'm pretty sure that I have a charger for that in my junk drawer for sure, because that was a popular phone. I mean, we'll start talking about when the Blackberry comes back again in regards of how those phones worked. I once was bored and I hit my old Nokia with a hammer. It broke, obviously, so I took it in to get it fixed, and the woman on the counter told me I can't fix a hammer. So there you go. That should tell you on how indestructible that particular one was back in the day.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, stay in your lane, food makers, because that's something for sure that we need to talk about. It for years have been using ketchup as fake blood substitute for Halloween. Enter Heinz tomato blood. Yes, a seasonal product launched last year, which has simply brands the new classic tomato ketchup as a spooky package design. Now Heinz is taking things up to step a little bit further, which launch of its own makeup kit. The Heinz tomato blood costume kit comes with a Halloween-themed box and a makeup palette, sponge droplet makeup brush set, rhinestone sheet, tattoo sheet, vampire wings, spooky eyelashes, and of course a bottle of tomato blood. For $19.99 online, do I keep that in the refrigerator or no? Because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if we're talking about spooky blood, let's talk about Spooky City, USA, because that's going to be a whole other shindig of things of being able to pull up. Anyways, Nestle, the maker of Coffee Mate, has teamed up with Kellogg's to create Rice Krispie Treats flavored coffee creamer. Yum, yum. The addition of the Coffee Mate ever-growing portfolio features notes of marshmallows and toasted cereal for the perfect sweet pairing for your morning brew. The Rice Krispie Treats flavor will hit store shelves in January. Oh, and by the way, Nestle is working on another cereal-inspired collaboration, just in case you did not know that. So be on the lookout for Fruit Loop cereal-flavored milk, too. Awesome milk that tastes like the crud that's left over at the bottom of the bowl. You're right. That's just the best part of the whole damn thing, so why would you not want Why would you not want that? That's for sure. Mayo Makeover Hell's been left Twitter in a tizzy when it suggested adding a bit of mayonnaise to your morning cup of coffee that creates a delightful flavor collaboration. Yeah, right. Hellsman's official Twitter account posted a simple message of mayo in your coffee. That's it. That's the tweet. While many of the Twitterverse come up with their own snappy comebacks and funny memes, no one has been better than the 80-year-old legendary singer Diane Warwick, known for her sassy tweets. Took a pretty clear stance on the matter. She simply wrote, "I am blocking this account." In case of anyone doubted that she actually would go through it, Warwick posted a follow-up reading. "It took me 40 minutes to remember how to do this," and then showed a screenshot of blocking Hellsman Page for giving that. That's according to ET Canada. So there you go. So let's take a look here. Richard Nichols, MBA, I think he just wants to keep it for himself. Nope, just pay closer attention. I kind of answered your question. It's a kind of a simple thing. Listen to what I said. Spitfire. That's all it's about. It's pretty easy. Just follow along and you'll be right there. You know, I can't spoon feed everything to you. All I'm here for is to kind of wipe up the crap. That's why we always have an emergency roll available for you by Who Gives a Crap. Yeah, that's whogivesacrap.com. Yeah, they're trying to help the world. Just letting you know. That's not a product placement. That's just me doing that for a freebie. Enjoy that one for you, just in case if you were losing it at any way, shape, or form.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Okay, gamers, this works out nicely. Spending a lot of time playing video games isn't something that usually associates with fitness, but according to a new study, if you play the right games, you can actually improve your health as much as you would while you're jogging. Researchers from the University of Bath found that playing active video games produces similar health benefits to exercising on a treadmill. Active games and X-gamers require that the player to use their body movement in order to control the game to score points, while the traditional gaming gets a bad reputation for encouraging a sitting position according to their lifestyle. Too much screen time, they claim that it was bad for you. Researchers say that playing Xer games on systems like the Nintendo Wii and Xbox can help type 1 diabetes patients stay healthy. Additionally, they discovered that type of 1 diabetes has also find an active gaming is more enjoyable than traditional exercise. and more motivation to the participants. So what about if I just wear a VR headset and do some of the crazy movements of the stuff that happens there? Of course, all this assuming that you aren't devouring a bag of Doritos and about a bottle of Mountain Dew while you're doing it, while you're playing the game. And plus, you don't have to buy workout clothes. Look at the bright side there. You can do that at the privacy of your own home in whatever kind of format you want to do it. And if you learn to play those games while you're on a treadmill, your workout will be twice as good. I mean, think about it in that particular fashion.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Okay, so let's continue talking about the things that are going on inside of the world. So President Joe Biden has conceded that his multi-trillion-dollar spending bonanza will not include free community college. The CNN reports that he told House lefters on Tuesday afternoon that it's off the table despite the major White House priority. It's all about putting together a compromise that West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin could get behind as much as the Democrats, in the case of the Senate, struggle to get his support and minimum 50 votes to jam the legislation through. So there you go. Just in case if you were on the lookout for that one, doesn't sound like the free community college thing will happen as of yet. So there you go. No winner for Monday night's Powerball drawing. Tonight's drawing will be for $73 million jackpot or a $51.7 million cash payout. So if you're into playing the game, now's the time to do so. Anyways, I'll be going over at the top of the hour to radiobig.fm. If you want to come out, hang out, and do the things that we do over there, you're more than welcome to coming out and hanging with us as we're doing the stuff as we go. Anyways, let's talk about some things that occurred back on this date. How far back do we want to go? Do we want to give you something? Let's go far back. Back in 1944, 2 gas tanks exploded in Cleveland, Ohio, killing about 130 people. Natural gas tanks at the East Ohio Gas Company near Lake Erie had been leaking and were later ignited, shooting flames more than 2,000 feet into the air. The explosion radius was about half a mile. Everything was leveled. 10,000 residents and workers were evacuated from the surrounding area, and the explosion inflicted about $10 million worth of damages. That was back in 1944. I would love to know what that's worth in today's standards, because that would be kind of an interesting one to know. Anyways, let's talk about some birthdays that are going on today. John Bell turns 24. Jennifer Friedman turns 36. Alon Tal turns 38. John Krasinski turns 42. Danny Minogue turns 50. Eddie Jones turns 50. Snoop Dogg turns 50. Chavo Guerrero Jr. turns 51. William Zapruk turns 56. Kamala Harris turns 57. Scott Hall from the NWO turned 63, and Viggo Mortensen turned 63 today. So there you go. There's some birthdays that are out there if you're on the lookout. What else do we got? Let's see what days of the year you can celebrate today. Today's National Chicken and Waffles Day, National Youth Confidence Day, National On-Brand-Dyed Fruit Day, Broad Day USA. Hold on. I know that a couple of weeks ago it was No Bra Day. So what is Bra Day? So is that like the celebration of the bra where you make sure you wear it? I don't know. I'm just asking. Not asking for a friend. I'm asking because I'm curious. Hogwash Day. Support your local Chamber of Commerce Day, Medical Assistant Recognition Day, and International Chef Day. So there you go. A lot of days that you can celebrate if you're so inclined to do so. Let's bring in, let's see, what do we want to do here? Do we got time? We have time. Let's do a wellness reset minute and enjoy that right now.
Your Wellness Minute today is brought to you by alessamorgan.com. What does trusting yourself have to do with wellness? Sometimes we want to improve our fitness and change our routine, but we struggle to start because we failed so many times before. In a way, we no longer trust ourselves to implement wellness successfully because we feel like we didn't reach our goal so many times in the past. One of the best ways to break through this belief and start trusting yourself again is to take a small step by choosing an easy task that is so simple and feasible that you will actually do it. For example, start your day with a glass of water before you eat or drink anything else. Yes, that includes coffee. If you choose to commit this simple step for 1 week, you will not only improve your health and hydration, but also start trusting yourself again with taking bigger steps towards your wellness. This minute was brought to you by Wellness Reset, where we always encourage you to find real ways to reset your wellness. For more information, please visit alasamorgan.com.
Okay, thank you very much for that one. So now sounds like I need to drink even a bigger plethora of water than what I was doing in the past. But thank you very much for that one. It is 54 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out. Russian actress Yulia Premisil, producer-director Kim Shaprenko, and cosmetic Oleg Nostwinsky have safely returned home after filming The Challenge, the first feature film shot in space, recorded over the course of 12 days. The movie will tell the story of a surgeon who has to operate on a sick, cosmic version. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. At an astronaut in a space because of the cosmonaut's medical condition prevents him from returning to Earth to be treated. The film was being made by a Russian TV network in studio. Sounds intense. Why didn't we just have Leslie Nielsen go out there and do it? I mean, I'm just asking a strange question there. I know for sure. Anyways, let's talk about some whack facts real quick. There's no mercury on Mercury. Most of it is just solid iron. Horror is the only movie genre in which more women appear than men. I don't know about that. I have some other genres that come to mind that I don't know if that's really the case. The typewriter was invented before the fountain pen. Venereal disease got its name from Venus and the Roman goddess of love. As a child, Houdini often broke into his family's locked cookie cupboard. I guess that's how the magic happens. In the 13th century, Europeans baptized children with beer. Hey, I guess that's the thing if you really give it some thought, that's for sure. So let's continue talking about some other things before we get too far away from it. Let me tell you real quick about my friends at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Whether you have struggled with suicide yourself or have lost a loved one, know that you're not alone. Hear about personal experiences from people in your local communities whose lives have been impacted by suicide and depression. To find out more information, all you have to do is call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255, or text the word TALK to 741-741, or you can always go to their website at afsp.org. That's afsp.org to find out more information. They're there for you in case that you're looking for some more general info. It is 57 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's talk real quick. Blackberry has announced the Blackberry 5G. They're releasing a new smartphone with new physical keyboard. When the Blackberry fans heard the news, they were so psyched that they put down their Discman and logged off their CompuServe and immediately paged all their friends. The CDC claims that the flu has been reported in the U.S. and everyone should get the flu shot because we've already had the COVID, and some calling it the year of the flu. That's boring. How about the Flutopia or Flunami or Fluzazopia? Maybe that's something to think about. According to a report, an American woman has the biggest breast in the world, coming in second, American men. Snoop Dogg celebrates his 50th birthday today. This is one of the few times when a birthday boy is baked more than his cake. Beach Boys genius Brian Wilson has a new album coming out in November. I wonder if he knows.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Okay, so if you need a random joke for the day, here you go. You know your children are growing up when they stop asking you where they came from and refuse to tell you where they're going. If you need a phone starter, try this. Kids decide what accomplishments are you most proud of. If you need something for the water cooler, try this. 73% of employees who are allowed to do this say it makes them highly motivated to put more effort towards the success of the company. What is it? It's actually dress up for Halloween. That's something to think about. Anyways, you've been listening to the Rated R Safety Show exclusively on RadioBig.fm and SafetyFM.com. If you want to come and hang out with me at the top of the hour, I will be going over to Radio Big exclusively, playing some music for you, doing some things, and talking about some more BS that is going out there. So that's for sure. Anyways, if I can leave you with a thought for today, I would love to leave you with this one. Don't believe that you have to be like anybody to be somebody. Think about that. You'll get a lot further in life. Anyways, we couldn't do what we do without you. The most important part, the listener. I know who you are. You know who I am.
Duh.
Love you, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.